Hello everybody, you're watching Project Life Size and it is Friday.
These mornings without you.
Camera's moving because I'm on my bed. So if you have any questions, it's because my tripod is sitting on my bed. Now that that's over with, Jessie asked me, she did a great video. I love the hell out of Jessie, by the way. She is the cat's meow. I think she said if I can go back and be anybody for one day, who would I be and why? And I thought a long time about this. And I think I would be Julia Childs at the height of her prime, making all these awesome, fantastic cuisines. And I just think she was such a great, she's just an icon, a huge icon. And I'd probably also have lunch with her too, because she's probably, I would just, I'd fire all of my pots and pans and just have her cook for me nonstop. And this week, this Friday, I get the joy and the pleasure of talking about Dear James, ROCKtheNPC, and you really should subscribe to Dear James. He is, I cannot say enough wonderful things about Mr. James. He is one of my favorite people, not only because of his Project Life Size voicemails, but because of his overall outlook on life. Some of the things he has to say are just so incredible. I just really encourage you to look into his videos. Some of them are funny, some of them are really deep and thoughtful. He's just an incredible person with a whole lot to say, and I love him like a brother. He's just always going to be there, and everybody's going to know him, and he's going to be James, and James is awesome. James is just great. Goes without saying. You already knew this. And if you didn't, then you need to go subscribe. It's somewhere in there. I'm going to get it right one of these days. I'm just going to venture a guess and say it's on that side, and that'll be that. Question number 1. What is your favorite video by them and why? And I'm torn between 2 videos. I don't know if it's 2 videos or the same video. Anyways, it touches on 2 different subjects. One of them is about finding your strong black woman inside of you, which I can totally relate to. And he said his was Beyonce. And I'd have to say that mine would either be Beyonce or Fantasia Barrino, the American Idol, with like the baby and the baby mama drama and the baby daddy left her and her doing her thing. Or Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. Strong black woman. Strong black woman. But yeah, I know what you mean. You gotta find your Sasha Fierce. You gotta get your, you know, when life's shitty and life's tough, you gotta get your inner black woman. You gotta hold on to that. My second favorite video of his talks about how he was in an abusive relationship that made him go through some dieting, some extreme dieting. It was just such a raw and open and honest video, and I absolutely just love him for it. He is like, you know what that means, James. Nobody else may know what that means, but you know what that means. What do you think is their greatest strength? And I have to say that James is great, just great at pushing through shit. I know that he's been through a lot of crappy things in his life. It is not easy being a gay man. Let me tell you, my brother Eric is a gay man, and for years, and this is straight up, for years, I used to tell him how he would burn in hell, he was just an awful person, blah, blah, blah. And then when I grew up and I realized it, I could not believe how awful I treated him. He is the greatest brother anybody could ever ask for. Eric is just absolutely a wonderful person. I love him and I love his boyfriend, and I think that they're amazing people. Would you go out and hug a gay today? Would you please go out and just hug a gay person? Because I'm not, no joke, they face rejection every single day of their lives. They have to worry about being too feminine or being, you know, too masculine or whatever. I mean, whether it's male or female, would you please just go hug a gay? If you and the person were to go on a game show, which one would you go on and why? Now, I don't know if you guys remember the show, but you remember Supermarket Sweep? Where you would like go throughout the supermarket and pick out like these giant things of meat and giant things of cheese and giant bonuses, like inflatable, I don't know, Red Bull or beer or something, and it would be for a certain amount. I think that would be the best game show to go on ever. Not only that, but with James, I think it'd be fantastic. So, Supermarket Sweep. What actor or actress do you think would play them in a Lifetime made-for-TV movie? You see, I'm torn on this one. I am torn on this one. You know, I want to say that... Fuck it, I'm just going to say it. I think it should be a Lifetime cartoon made-for-TV movie, and I think Ash, the Pokemon character, would play great James. What do you think? I choose you, James. If you could ask this person any question in the world and they would have to answer it, what would it be? Okay, here's the question. If you were Beyonce Knowles and I were Lady Gaga, and we did this really cool Tekken style, Mortal Kombat-ish battle sequence, and we had to fight each other, what would your Beyonce Knowles battle stance look like? You know how in the beginning of like all the Mortal Kombat games, you would start off with like a move and then you'd like kind of hover and bounce in front of each other until the fight started. What would yours look like? If you don't want to answer that question, I have a backup. The backup question would be, in case you know you're not feeling like doing that, the backup question would be no, you know what? I'm not going to have a backup question. I love you, James, and I think that you are an awesome person. I'm so glad they chose you for Viewer of the Month. You just make an incredible addition, and I don't see why anybody else wouldn't love you. You're just awesome in like every frickin' way possible. Have a good night. I love you guys.
Pictures of you that I don't want to burn. They make my heart ache. I don't fucking learn.